I like it because I don't have to use my car. They're exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't go with her. I usually go, you know. Yeah, I go by herself. I walk for about close to an hour.
Plenty
I
of
don't
light.
go out after that. No, women don't go out on the street after that.
If you're gonna say something's missing from downtown, it'd be a grocery store, right?
Yeah. Okay. But they've got it over here. They call it waste, local agriculture. It's all supposed to be like Vermont home, you know, home product.
Okay.
It's over across the street here.
My name is Bob Nelson. And I'm a third-generation retailer in central Vermont. My great-grandfather sold Alice Chalmers tractors over 100 years ago to central Vermonters in Montpelier and Middlesex. My grandfather sold refrigeration and milking equipment to farmers and other folks in the central Vermont community out of Montpelier as well. My father and his two brothers started a business called Nelson Brothers.
We like to think that Barre is everybody's hometown, and we like to welcome them to Barre. So homecoming is part of that. A lot of times what happens
Barre
is
homecoming was
you'll
this
see
past
at
weekend.
the class of
And,
55
as
is going to
part
have
of
their
homecoming,
reunion the same
put
time.
photos
or
in the
like
windows
class
of,
1950.
my
So you get to
great-grandfather
see
working
these
in the
folks.
fields.
There's my grandfather,
spaghetti dinners.
my
There's
mom and dad,
Rotary
Rotary
breakfast
breakfast
where there's
and
pancakes.
all these things are relatively famous, and
part
they
of that
happen
we
every
have
year,
folks that
and they
come
happen every
to
year
Barre,
for a very long
and they tell us every year when they come, we always come here.
I think there's more low-income housing along the street, a lot more apartment houses, and we do see people out walking, and they like to look at the children, you know, out playing at recess. But we've never had any problems with our members along this street. It just has a different flavor. It, like I had said, it has more of a low-income flavor to it. We have a mixture of economic families. You don't tend to see it so much because all the students from kindergarten through 8th grade wear uniforms, so it kind of levels the field to some degree. But we do have to reach out to families, financial assistance. I'd have to say they're different than public school students, just out of my opinion. We teach life skills so that they're prepared for high school and beyond. We've had a rash of graffiti around, and you know, it hurts. I don't think people that do that realize that it hurts everybody in the community, especially if you're proud of your community, if you love where you live, and you see destruction of some way, shape, or form.
Nothing to do for kids in Barre, and that's what led to my trouble, because these people around here don't project what they have to offer to the community. Like, they hang flyers up and whatnot, but no one really looks, you know. A skate park, an arcade, a studio, like a music studio they could possibly do. I know a lot of people who like that. Because it's Barre, you know, there's really nothing here. Like, all the people that, it's like a bad place to live, you know. It's, everybody that gets out of jails and go to like all the return houses, like if they lived in like Rutland before and they don't have any place to live, they all send them down here. But I do rap. I have my own studio, and that's what keeps me out of trouble.
Trying to revitalize downtown Barre.
Okay.
Barre's kind of going through a transition period.
Uh-huh.
You know, for a while it was pretty vibrant, but then we lost a lot of businesses due to a lot of the basic social issues that you have in towns that have criminal courts and probation and parole. You know, Barre, hopefully Barre's going to come back alive, but right now I'd say it's, you know, pretty scary. I wouldn't walk the streets at night here. And we have a lot of supervised, you know, release furloughs and releasement. You know, they hang around. They don't.
At the same time, it's like
Transportation is always an issue. And, you know, we have a bus route, but it only goes specific places. LACE is all part of the revitalization. I mean, I'm helping run a federal grant that's supposed to be bringing more community, the feeling of community, local foods, local artists, a community center. You know, so, you know, we're working at being a small part of the big picture of revitalizing Barre.
Right.
The problem is, you know, again, looking at, you know, how big business responds, they do market surveys. They'll look at a demographic. They know exactly where they want their store to be. Generally, they want it to be centrally located between 2 or 3 communities. So when you look, for example, if I called Old Navy and said, I want you to put a Gap in, you know, Barre, Vermont, and they'll give you free space. You know, the city will chip in, we'll give you free space. They won't do it because we're not the right demographic for them. You know, they have their little checklist, and if you're not, you know, the square peg that fits into the square hole, they're not going to put that store there. I'm hopeful that with the price of gas and with the price of energy being so high, that maybe they will, you know, have to rethink that position.
There in the mornings and they just hang. You can see them up and down Main Street. You know, there's not a lot of job opportunities around here.